Yo, what is up guys? Delboy here, aka Blue Collar Sports TV. Hopefully you guys are doing well. If you're new here, smash that like, hit subscribe, all of that good stuff. So, Tyson Fury versus Dereck Chisora. The trilogy is set, it's official, and it goes down on the 3rd of December at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Which is a bit weird really, doing an outdoor fight in a stadium in the UK in December. Not sure how that's going to work, but it is what it is. The fight itself is very underwhelming. Obviously, the original plan was to somehow make Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury for the 3rd of December. Now, me personally, I never felt that fight would happen. Ultimately, I just felt it was too quick of a turnaround to negotiate such a fight. Whether you blame Team AJ or Team Fury, I'm past caring. But regardless of that, this fight is dreadful. One of the most pointless trilogies I can ever recall, off the top of my head. Dereck Chisora, at this stage, in my opinion, isn't a worthy title challenger. I mean, he's won one of his previous 4 fights, and many people felt he lost to Kubrat Pulev, a shock Kubrat Pulev, may I add. He got soundly beaten by Joseph Parker before that, as we saw. We know what Joe Joyce did to Joseph Parker. He was a bit unfortunate in the first Parker fight, and obviously he also lost to Alexander Usyk. So recent form, Dereck Chisora hasn't been great, and like I said, he's a million miles away from the top of the heavyweight division, and for me, Dereck Chisora, I can see him suffering a similar fate to the likes of Jerry Quarry. I mean, let's have it right, Dereck Chisora now has had a very long career. He's been fighting at a decent level now for 10 years, best part of 10 years, a bit over 10 years actually, maybe 11, 12 years. And in that time, Dereck has taken a lot of punishment against some hard punchers, and here we are again. He's badly overmatched, but now Dereck is nearly 40. Tyson Fury is the much younger man. He's taller, he's longer, he's bigger, he's stronger. He's got more in the tank. He seems to be punching harder. Whereas Dereck, what's he got in him now? 3 good rounds maybe? Yeah, I mean, Dereck's going to get smoked in this fight, and people will look back in a few years' time and say, oh, what happened to Dereck Chisora is tragic. When they're seeing him, slurring and stuttering and struggling, people will look back and say, oh, it's so sad, yet more than likely they were the same types of people who okayed this sort of fight. It's a shit fight. It's a really bad fight. What can Dereck Chisora do to win this fight? They both fought way back in the day in 2011 when they were green. First time around it was a competitive fight, but Tyson clearly won. The second fight was in 2014, and Dereck Chisora got completely outboxed and quit on his stool. His face was badly swollen from memory. Why do it now when Tyson Fury is a legitimate world-class heavyweight, whereas Dereck has regressed? It's not going to be any different. More than likely, this fight ends quicker than the second fight. I would estimate that Dereck would do well to last longer than 7 rounds. I mean, there's no reason for this fight. I think this one's going to be a really hard sell. I wouldn't be shocked if somebody mysteriously picks up an injury because tickets are not doing well or pay-per-views not tracking well. I can't see how they can sell this one. Dereck Chisora for a 3rd time in an open-air stadium in December just before Christmas in the UK. I can't see this one doing very well at all. I really can't. And if it does, man, well, maybe Tyson Fury's a bigger star than people gave him credit for, but regardless, this is a really bad fight. I mean, when you look at the WBC rankings, there were guys there who were available and would be more interesting in my opinion. For example, number 4 ranked Arslanbek Makhmudov, very hard puncher, coming out of Russia. I know he's unproven, but he's unbeaten, he's a hard puncher. At least he brings something different to the table. We've seen Chisora versus Fury 2 times, so for me, Makhmudov would have been more interesting. Number 9, you've got Martin Bakole. Again, Martin Bakole isn't any world beater, but he's coming off a good win over the highly touted Tony Yoka. Again, it's someone different. So Martin Bakole was available. And when you go outside of the top 10, you have the likes of Michael Hunter, who's ranked at number 13. Michael Hunter was actually training for a fight with Hughie Fury, so he's been training on and off. That fight obviously got postponed or cancelled. Why not try and swoop in and fight Michael Hunter? Again, a much more interesting fight in my opinion. And again, none of these guys would beat Tyson Fury, in my opinion, but I think they bring more intrigue than an ancient Dereck Chisora, who's been ridden to death by the boxing game. He is the donkey who's been ridden to death, as he said to Dillian White, he is the donkey now. Dereck is the donkey, and Tyson's gonna ride him, and he's gonna collapse quickly. He's gonna collapse quickly. Bum fight, mismatch. The fact this is on pay-per-view is a joke. I mean, what else can I say? There's going to be some knuckle-dragging mong who actually defends this fight, though. In reality, looking back, this is more than likely the fight that was always planned. I do wonder that, maybe Manuel Charr was a bait and switch. Manuel Charr is so shit that when they then say, oh, we're fighting Dereck instead, it's seen as somewhat of an upgrade. Maybe that's what they're trying to do here. But regardless, Dereck is still overmatched, way past his best, shot, smaller. He's going to get fucked up here. He's going to get smashed up. Poor matchmaking, poor fight. Yeah, joke in my opinion. Share your thoughts below. Peace.